Hey peeps, welcome back you guys. For those of you who have been subscribers to this channel from the beginning, you will remember that I used to do a lot of true crime coverage. I haven't done a true crime video in quite some time, probably almost 2 years. However, I just ran across a case that absolutely broke my heart, and I thought I'll share it with the peeps. I think the more people that know about this case, the better. People have to think smart. Before I get into the story, I would just like to say that my heart goes out to all of the family, the friends, the neighbors, anyone in the world who knew this particular family. My heart goes out to you, my prayers go out to you, and I am very sorry for your loss. I found this article on an NBC News website. An Illinois man manipulated by a girlfriend into killing a Romeoville family of 4. A gruesome slaughter last year in the Chicago suburb was a result of a twisted plot involving fake online accounts and fictional threats from Mexican cartels. This is a statement from the police department. They go on to say an Illinois woman manipulated her cheating boyfriend to believe he was being threatened by violent drug runners, leading him to slaughter a family of 4 before killing the tech-savvy girlfriend and himself. As far as the victims go, I am going to only refer to them by their first names. Detectives in the Chicago suburb of Romeoville have been working for nearly a year to understand why Nathaniel Huey Jr., a 31-year-old from Steamwood, would kill Zoraida, Alberto, and their 2 young boys and 3 dogs on September 17th last year. Huey and his longtime girlfriend, Ermelinda Palomo, were spotted days later in Oklahoma. A police pursuit ended in Huey gunning down Palomo before fatally shooting himself. Palomo's loved ones initially feared she was taken against her will by Huey, but police now believe that she was the mastermind of a twisted plot to eliminate a romantic rival. The tragic death of a young family, including 2 young children, will forever impact the surviving family and those that investigated this case. Romeoville Police Chief stated in a statement, "Nothing can prepare a person for such an incident, and nothing can justify such a senseless act of violence." Although finalized, the finality of this case unfortunately does not mean closure for so many who continue to grieve. Palomo, who was 50 years old, knew Huey, who was 32 years old, had been having an affair with Zoraida for about a year before the killings. According to the police, this motivated her to launch an intricate online plot. She created fake phone numbers and online accounts to make contact with Huey and trick him into believing that he was in the crosshairs of a Mexican drug cartel. Huey fully believed the information being fed to him by Paloma, but did not know that Paloma was the person he was communicating with. Ermelinda Paloma further convinced Nathan Huey that a mole was planning to attack him. The mole was not immediately identified, leaving Nathan paranoid about who it may be. Then on September 14th, 3 days before the murders, Huey was told by Paloma's online persona that Zoraida was the mole who has been targeting him. Paloma then played an active role in planning the family's murder, according to the police. At this time, Nathan and Ermelinda began planning Zoraida's murder. They researched Zoraida's house and determined the layout within it. They researched the neighborhood and located the cameras, planning how to get in and out without being seen. They also learned that the house behind Zoraida's house was vacant. Huey carried out the killings while communicating with Paloma on a 2-way radio. Huey also had contact that day with Paloma's character Turtle to discuss the execution of their operation to murder Zoraida. The slayings of Zoraida, her husband, and her 2 young boys, who were the age of 7 and 9, shook the community to their core. Even before the police had revealed the full extent of the plot, on Thursday, the police said that they knew that this quadruple murder wasn't a random crime. and that it was the nexus between their two subjects and the victims, as well as the possible motive. Police believe that Paloma was also trying to manipulate the victims, telling them in electronic messages and at least one handwritten letter that they should steer clear of Huey because he's a dangerous street gang member. The police have concluded that the only people involved in this gruesome crime was Nathaniel Huey Jr. and Irma Linda Paloma, who are both now deceased. So the case has been closed.
It started here on this Romeoville block September 17th, 2023 as a wellness check. Alberto Rolón, Zoraida Bartolome, their two boys, ages 7 and 9, lived in the home. Alberto didn't show up for work and Zoraida's family couldn't reach her or the kids. New video from Romeoville police shows the moment they responded.
Oh God, dogs are dead. 2 dead dogs.
Officers found a crack in the window and overturned tables inside, the first sign something was awry. Inside, Zoraida, Alberto, their 2 kids and 3 dogs shot and killed by a combined 20 bullets. Police reports show investigators used iPass video, Ring doorbells, cell phone towers, and flock cameras to find a man named Nathaniel Huey Jr. Documents show he was Zoraida's co-worker, claiming they were having an affair, and say his partner, Irma Linda Palomo, knew about it. As police were looking into Huey as a suspect, he and Palomo fled. Her family initially filed an endangered missing person report believing he took her and that she was in trouble. That brings the story 600 miles away to Catoosa, Oklahoma. Footage obtained by NBC5 shows Huey and Palomo days after the murder together, walking into a Walmart side by side. Inside the store, surveillance shows them shopping. They leave the store together, smiling. A short time later, a flock camera system in the parking lot picked up their license plate, and as they got into their vehicle to take off, Catoosa police squad cars were right behind them. The chase ended in a fiery crash.
Get out of the car!
Body cam footage shows the vehicle in flames. Police say Huey shot Palomo and then himself inside.
Armed and dangerous murder suspect. Out of where? Illinois, I think.
An Oklahoma officer on scene tries to piece together who they were.
She's the missing person, endangered. He's the murder suspect.
Another isn't so sure.
It looked like she was being held against her will.
A new report from Romeoville police obtained by NBC5 News paints a much different picture. So who was Irma Linda Palomo, and why was that Romeoville family of 4 killed on that tragic night?
Last September, Palomo's family attorney said this.
The family wants to make it clear that Irma Linda had nothing to do with the murders in Romeoville.
But an investigation revealed a year of manipulation and deceit. Police say Palomo was aware of the affair Nathaniel was having with Zoraida. They say investigators analyzed iCloud backup records and found Palomo created multiple fake online profiles and phone numbers to communicate with Huey. He thought he was talking to members of a Mexican cartel that had ties to Palomo. Police say Huey didn't know those fake accounts detailed a virtual world Irma Linda created. One account persuaded Huey he was a cartel hitman. Over the year, the messages escalated until one day the account told Huey he needed to kill Zoraida and her family. So Huey, believing he was now a part of this dangerous cartel, carried out the murders while police say Palomo was in the car outside waiting. The report says Huey admitted to committing the murders to a police informant because people were after him. The officer's report says there's no reason to believe Huey ever knew she was the one behind the accounts, and he likely died in Oklahoma without ever knowing that truth. Romeoville's police chief says nothing can justify a senseless act of violence, and this case unfortunately does not mean closure for so many continuing to grieve. Courtney Sisk, NBC5 News.
And now a stunning revelation from investigators who claim Palomo played a much larger role in planning those murders. Courtney?
Stephen, Allison, at first her family thought that she was missing and was taken against her will by her fiance, Nathaniel Huey Jr. We now know that is not the case. The police report we first brought you yesterday shows a lengthy past several years where she created multiple fake profiles in an effort to persuade Huey that he was being watched by a dangerous Mexican cartel and that he needed to carry out the murders.
I know you know what's going on and why you were here.
The day after Zoraida Bartolome, her husband Alberto Rolón, their 2 kids and 3 dogs were murdered, Romeoville police already had a suspect, Nathaniel Huey Jr., who was having an affair with Bartolome, but Huey's fiancée, Irma Linda Palomo, is someone police wanted to get to know.
We're investigating a murder.
Palomo seen here on police body camera appearing both stoic and surprised to hear about the murder, but new police reports show that not only did Huey kill the family, but Palomo herself persuaded him to do it and was the mastermind behind a gruesome crime. That police report says Huey had a history of unfaithfulness in his relationship with Palomo. She knew about the affair, and in December 2021, nearly 2 years before the murders, Palomo created multiple online personas she used to communicate with Huey under the guise of being Mexican cartel bosses, shot callers, hitmen, and hackers. The investigation says she used a Pinger mobile app to generate phone numbers for each persona and would encourage Huey to be faithful and eventually lead Ermelinda through these characters to convince him he was under constant surveillance by the organization. The fake accounts also sent threatening messages to Rolona and Bartolome, threatening their children if she didn't stop her affair with Huey.
And we're going to find out who those phone numbers belong to. Is there any reason why those numbers will come back to you?
It escalated 2 days before the murder when police say Ermelinda, disguised as one of the cartel hitmen online, sent Huey a text that a mole was planning to attack him. Later, she identified Bartolome as the mole and helped plan the murders, saying, "Drop dogs as they present, move through, locate, hit 2 adults first, then 2 kids." He did as he was told, but never knew it was his own fiancée behind a virtual world she created.
First off, I would just like to say again that I am truly sorry for this family's loss. I just truly cannot believe that someone would be that dumb that they fell for this. And so many innocent people lost their lives, including their family pets, just because one scorned, jealous woman who couldn't pull herself together and walk away from a relationship, or at least confront this cheating head on. Cheating is never right. But when innocent people have to suffer because of one person's foolishness, it is absolutely deplorable. This is a very sad story, and it shows you that evil really does exist. People need to remember that when you choose to step out of your relationship, you never know what new element you're bringing into the relationship. You never know who you're bringing into the lives of your family. Now, an innocent man who had no idea that his wife was cheating is gone. The 2 small children are gone. The family dogs, gone. And his wife, Zoraida, is gone. I want to say that even though she cheated, she didn't deserve to die. No one in this family deserved to die. It's just not that much love in the world. You know what I mean? I could never love anyone that much that I would even think about killing someone else. Absolutely not. Ermelinda, you set up for the demise of this family and you ended up getting killed yourself. When you do bad in the world, bad comes back to you tenfold, in my opinion. I cannot fathom that Nathaniel Huey Jr. would think, oh, this is definitely a Mexican street cartel. They're coming after me. They're coming after me. And I have to eliminate an entire family? And did you see the footage of the 2 of them walking out of the Walmart? They were smiling. How can you smile after taking a family away from this world? Ermelinda let her jealousy fuel this crime. Nathaniel was just completely an idiot and a sick man who would follow through with this. I don't understand why no one took a moment to pause. I don't understand why Ermelinda didn't just say, oh, this is ridiculous, come clean. In the end, everyone's gone. These people are 2 of the most disgusting people I've ever seen. I know that we always say, oh my God, that's evil. No, this was evil. And that is another cautionary tale. If you are in a relationship with someone and it's not working out, just leave. This is a tragic tale, and I hope that everyone realizes life is not fair. Tomorrow is not promised. Tell the people you love them, you love them. And also, take a moment to forgive. Forgiveness is for you, not the person. I'm just saying. And again, my heart goes out to the family. I am so sorry for your loss. Get down in the comments, you guys. Let me know what you think about this case. And until next time, bye.